A house divided, the wives of Jacob. Jacob loved Rachel. He had worked 7 years for Laban to marry her, but Laban tricked him on his wedding night. He gave him his elder daughter, Leah, instead. Jacob was devastated. He still loved Rachel. He agreed to work another 7 years for Laban. Finally, he could marry Rachel. Leah and I became rivals. We both wanted Jacob's love and children. Leah bore him sons. I remained barren. I felt my emptiness keenly. I envied Leah's fertility. The tension in the household grew. It was palpable. The sisters were locked in a bitter struggle. Their happiness was at stake. Barrenness and bitterness, the pain of Rachel and Leah. Rachel despaired. She saw Leah's growing family. She felt increasingly inadequate. She went to Jacob. Rachel, give me children or I die. Her pain was raw and visceral. Jacob was angered by her demand. He felt powerless to change their situation. Jacob, only God can give children, but Rachel was desperate. She offered her maidservant Bilhah to Jacob as a wife. She hoped to build a family through her. Leah, feeling threatened, responded in kind. She offered her maidservant Zilpah. The sisters used their servants as pawns. They were trapped in a cycle of jealousy and pain. Their rivalry deepened. Surrogate mothers and sons, the children of Jacob's wives. The competition for Jacob's affection intensified. It played out through their servants. Bilhah bore Jacob 2 sons, Dan and Naphtali. Rachel, I felt a bittersweet triumph. I had children, but not from my own womb. Leah, not to be outdone, gave Zilpah to Jacob. She bore him Gad and Asher. The birth of each child brought joy and sorrow. It also fueled the rivalry between the sisters. The names they chose for their sons reflected their feelings. They were a constant reminder of their competition. The household was full of children, but it was far from peaceful. The price of love, mandrakes, and motherhood. One day, Reuben, Leah's son, found mandrakes in the field. These plants were believed to aid fertility. Rachel, desperate, begged Leah for them. She saw them as a chance to conceive. Rachel, please give me the mandrakes. Leah saw an opportunity to bargain. Leah, I'll give you the mandrakes if I can spend the night with Jacob. Rachel, consumed by her desire for children, agreed. That night, Leah conceived and bore Jacob another son, Issachar. She believed it was the power of the mandrakes. Rachel remained childless. Her despair deepened. She felt cursed. The mandrakes had not brought her the miracle she craved. Section 5. A shepherd's ambition, Jacob's bargain with Laban. Years passed and Jacob's life was filled with hard work and dedication. Jacob grew weary of the constant tension and the feeling of being under someone else's control. He longed for independence, a chance to carve out his own destiny.
I need to be my own man, to make my own decisions and live by my own rules. This constant strife, it's too much. I can no longer bear the weight of this burden.
Determined to change his fate, he approached Laban with a proposition that he had carefully thought out.
I will continue to tend your flocks, but I want to be paid for my labor. I need to see the fruits of my hard work. Let me take any speckled or spotted sheep as my wages. This way I can start building something of my own.
Laban, a shrewd businessman, agreed to the deal, thinking he had little to lose.
The chances of such sheep being born are slim. Yes, I agree. This seems like a fair arrangement.
He believed he was getting the better end of the deal, confident that Jacob's request would not yield much. But Jacob, however, had a plan. He was not one to leave things to chance. He had noticed that sheep that mated near striped or spotted branches were more likely to produce offspring with similar markings. This observation was key to his strategy. He began to strategically place such branches in the flock's watering holes, ensuring that the strongest and healthiest sheep would mate there. He was using his observation skills and ingenuity to turn the odds in his favor, demonstrating his resourcefulness.
I will build my own wealth through my own efforts and intelligence. I will no longer be Laban's exploited servant. I will create a future where I am the master of my own fate.
Section 6. Striped and spotted, the miraculous increase of Jacob's flocks. Jacob's plan worked. The flocks began to produce an unusually high number of speckled and spotted offspring. His wealth grew rapidly.
What is happening here? This can't be right. You must have tricked me.
Laban, noticing this, became suspicious. He accused Jacob of trickery. He felt cheated by his son-in-law.
I have only taken what is rightfully mine according to our agreement.
Despite Laban's growing resentment, Jacob prospered. His flocks multiplied. He became a wealthy man. This success, however, did little to ease the tension between him and his wives. Their rivalry continued. It cast a shadow over his newfound prosperity. The competition for Jacob's love had created a deep rift in the family. Section 7. The deception revealed Laban's suspicions and Jacob's defense. This chapter delves into the growing tension between Laban and Jacob, a story filled with suspicion, accusations, and defense. Laban's sons fueled his suspicions. They were envious of Jacob's success in wealth. They whispered about Jacob's growing wealth, spreading rumors and creating doubt in their father's mind. They claimed he was stealing from their father, manipulating the situation to their advantage.
Jacob, what is this I hear? How could you betray my trust? You have been deceiving me and taking what is not yours. This is unacceptable.
Laban confronted Jacob again, his anger and frustration evident. He accused him of deception, convinced that Jacob had wronged him.
Laban, I have not deceived you. Remember our agreement? I have honored it. I have worked diligently, and I have only taken what was due to me. My actions have been just.
Jacob, however, remained calm. He defended his actions with confidence and clarity. He reminded Laban of their agreement, emphasizing the fairness of his actions. He pointed out that he had worked diligently day and night to earn his keep. He had only taken what was due to him, nothing more, nothing less.
I don't believe you. Your words mean nothing without proof. I will search your belongings to find the truth. I need to see it for myself.
Laban was unconvinced. He searched Jacob's belongings meticulously. He was looking for evidence of wrongdoing. He found nothing. Jacob had been careful and honest. He had not broken their agreement, but Laban's distrust remained, casting a shadow over their relationship. The relationship between the two men was strained, filled with tension and unresolved issues. It was on the verge of breaking, with trust shattered and suspicions high. Section 8. Flight from Paddan Aram, Jacob's escape, and Laban's pursuit. Jacob, sensing danger, decided to flee. He knew that staying would only bring more trouble and potential harm to his family. He took his wives, children, and flocks. He left secretly under the cover of night to avoid detection. He was escaping Laban's wrath, which had been growing more intense with each passing day. He was starting a new life, hoping to find peace and prosperity away from Laban's oppressive control.
I will take these household gods. They are valuable and might be useful in our new life. They might bring us good fortune, or maybe it's my way of getting back at my father. He has wronged us too many times.
Rachel, in a final act of defiance, stole her father's household gods. These idols held significant value and were believed to protect the household. These idols were believed to bring good fortune and safeguard the family from harm. She may have taken them to ensure their safety, believing they would protect her family in their new journey. Or perhaps it was a way to get back at her father, who had caused them so much pain and suffering. Laban discovered their departure. He was furious. He pursued Jacob with a burning desire for retribution. He caught up with him after a 7-day journey, determined to confront him and reclaim what he believed was his. S4, where is Jacob? He has taken everything and fled. This cannot go unpunished. He has taken everything and fled. This cannot go unpunished.
Jacob, how could you steal from me and leave without a word? You have betrayed my trust.
Laban, I have taken nothing but what is rightfully mine. You have no right to accuse me of theft. You have changed my wages 10 times and exploited my labor for years. I have endured enough.
He accused him of theft. Jacob, however, stood his ground. He defended his actions with conviction and clarity. He pointed out Laban's own mistreatment, highlighting the years of unfair treatment and broken promises. He had changed his wages 10 times, each time making it harder for Jacob to provide for his family. He had exploited his labor for years, taking advantage of his hard work and dedication without fair compensation. Section 9. Rachel's longing fulfilled the birth of Joseph. After years of barrenness, Rachel finally conceived.
I have a son. I will name him Joseph, for may the Lord add.
She gave birth to a son. She named him Joseph. His name meant, may the Lord add. It reflected her deep longing for another child. It was a testament to her unwavering faith. It was an affirmation of God's power. Joseph's birth was a turning point in the story. It marked the end of Rachel's suffering. It brought a sense of completion to her life. It also shifted the power dynamic between the sisters. Rachel, once consumed by envy, now had what she always desired. Section 10. A Legacy of Faith, the enduring message of Genesis 30. The story of Rachel and Leah is a powerful exploration of human emotions. It highlights the pain of infertility and the destructive nature of jealousy. It also underscores the importance of faith and divine providence. Despite their rivalry, both women ultimately experienced God's blessing. Their story reminds us that even in the midst of adversity, hope and redemption are possible. The birth of Jacob's 12 sons laid the foundation for the nation of Israel. Their story, fraught with conflict and reconciliation, serves as a reminder of the complexities of family relationships. It is a timeless tale that continues to resonate with readers today. It speaks to the enduring power of faith, the challenges of human relationships, and the enduring hope for God's blessing.